Aronica has dedicated his career to working closely with writers in all fields and is the founder of the Fiction Studio. He is also a non-fiction collaborator, novelist and former publisher of Avon books and Berkley books. And his latest project is The Story Plant. Great to see you.
Thank you.
The Story Plant, tell us about it.
It's a new, small, independent publishing house that's dedicated to author development. I worked for very large publishers for a long time, and it was a great experience and something that I felt a sort of intimate connection with, and we could really work closely with writers and develop them over time. But that piece of the business has really changed over the last several years. It's a lot to do with corporatization and much to do with a sort of holding publishing the publishing finances to a different standard than they've ever been held before. And our feeling was that there was something very substantial that was lost because of that, because what the publishers are looking for now, especially with fiction, which is what we focus on, are books that sell a huge number of copies very quickly, sort of blockbuster sensibility. And the problem is that readers don't buy books that way. Readers don't buy books in mass unless they're buying a new book by a long-established writer. And so publishers are trying to turn new writers into blockbuster authors, and it's just not working particularly well. And my partner Peter Miller and I saw a real gap in the market. And so what we decided to do with the Story Plant was to dedicate the entire list to the development of new writers, to taking writers from the very beginnings of their careers and over a number of books, breaking them onto the bestseller list.
Publishing, 27 years. It's a long time.
It is a long time. And
Why
I
publishing?
had no intention of ever being in the business at all, in fact.
Why?
Well, it's a lovely business, but I actually, my first intention was to be a school teacher. And I had an English degree and wanted to teach English. And at the time that I graduated in the New York area, there were 50 applicants for every single position. And I simply couldn't get a job. And so I was casting about, and I wanted to be a writer, and I wanted to be a teacher. Those were the things I was going to do. I was going to teach during the school year, and then during the summer write great fiction. And so I thought, well, what else does one do with an English degree? And book publishing was really the only other option. And so I did it just to sort of get started, to get a job, frankly. And what I found was that as soon as I got inside and I saw what publishing was about and started working with writers, I mean, that was really the moment where it really kicked in for me. I found that I was absolutely in love with the business. And so I became really, really dedicated to it. There's a real special buzz that comes when one finds a work that you think is special, and then you work closely with that writer and over a number of years make that writer really successful. And I've had quite a number of those experiences in my career.